get your little sponge and get the lightest color that comes in your kit. The first thing you're going to do is take this light color that you have and take your makeup sponge, get it in there, and we're just going to do some basic highlighting with this light shade. Look straight ahead. Start under the eye, look up. You're going to start and you're going to, it's like a press and roll type motion. This will help blend the makeup into your skin, but it'll also help get the pigment where you want it to go. Rather than dragging it across, and that will just kind of leave it streaky and smeary looking. So if you pat it, and it's almost like pat and blend, that'll really help get that pigment there, and it will keep it from getting streaky. So you're going to want to make kind of a triangle here. Go down to the sides of the nose, like here, come down here, look at the camera, down here, and then kind of create a triangle up onto the top of the cheekbone. This will help with highlighting purposes when we put the rest of the foundation on. It'll just give a lightening effect underneath. And you can already see this is like a lot more highlighted than the other side. So just press that into the skin. Okay, now look at me. I'm just going to do the same on this side. And Sarah has crackhead circles, so I do too. So if you have crackhead circles, then you may need a little more work. Okay, same idea. You're gonna look a little crazy in real life, but promise it'll look good on the stage. Turn your head. This one. Okay. Now, one thing that you can do, Sarah doesn't have a big nose or a crooked nose, but if she did, or if she wanted her nose to be smaller or straighter, one thing you can do is you can take the tip of your sponge and just dip a little bit in there and just kind of go down the center of the nose, like so. And that will give an illusion. Look at me. Look at the camera. That'll give an illusion of a straighter, smaller nose, especially if you contour the sides of it. Just keep in mind when you're highlighting or putting on your foundation that highlighting makes things bigger, and dark makes things smaller. Like if you're getting dressed and you want to look slimmer, people say, wear black. So black would make your butt look smaller. Wearing white would make your butt look bigger. It's like the same process when you're doing the makeup. You want to highlight the cheekbones and bring out those features, and then you want to sink in the sides of the cheeks under the cheekbones to make it darker, make it recede. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to do corrective makeup for your face. Look at your features and try to figure out what parts of your face do you want to bring out and enhance, and then highlight those, and then what parts of your face do you want to recede and bring back and make not as noticeable, then you'll want to contour those. So just a little tip. So anyway, then go a little bit on the chin, just a little bit here on the chin, and a little bit on the forehead. By this time, you should look really crazy. Okay. So once you have that done, take the medium shade or the shade that's going to be closest to your skin tone. If you need to, mix two together, then go right ahead and do that. And you're going to just keep the same sponge, turn it over on the other side, and dip it into that makeup. And you want to, here, look in the camera. You want to blend all the makeup together. You don't want it to look like, oh, there's like really light right here. You want it to look seamless and blended. And just kind of press and roll it into the skin. That'll really help it get into the skin, blend nicely, and not help it keep it from getting streaky. Now you want to go over the highlighted area because you don't want such significant differences in the highlight and the regular foundation, because then you'll look nuts. Now under the eye, you can leave the lighter part directly under the eye and up on the cheekbone. But if you're going to do that, just be sure, turn your head this way, go that way, there you go. Just be sure that you blend it, pat and blend really well so there isn't a harsh line. You can already see with the highlighting, her cheekbones already are looking really great even before we've contoured. This process takes a little bit of time, and it takes less time if you're actually just doing it. I'm trying to do it and explain at the same time, so it takes a little longer. But it takes a little time to do because it's not just like regular makeup. You have to keep a lot of things in mind when you're doing it. If you get makeup too concentrated in a particular area, just take the end of your sponge and just blend it out some. Like so. Okay, look at me. Okay. Now, once you're done with the whole foundation, we've done a little bit of highlighting underneath. You're going to want to go in and go back to highlight the areas that you may have accidentally gotten covered up, or you didn't highlight the first time. So you can, on her, I'm going to go here. On these, look straight. Right here, just to lighten that up a little bit. Look at the mirror. There you go. Okay, if you want to emphasize the cheekbones a little bit more, you can go back over, but just be sure if you do that you blend it really well so that there's not a crazy, weird line going on. Okay. Also, you can go, ladies, if you have eyeshadow primer, this would be the time to use it because this stuff will crease on your eyelids, but I'm just going to use this right now on her since I don't have, I didn't bring an eyeshadow primer since I'm trying to use what's in your kit. But ladies, if you already have one or you want to get one, it'll help keep your eyeshadow from creasing and all that jazz. Okay, look at the camera. Okay, so once her skin tone is all evened out and we've done a bit of highlighting, we're going to move on to, I'm going to get another sponge, like so. Okay, you get 3 of these little shadows. This dark one you're going to use for contouring, and then these 2 lighter ones we'll use for further highlighting. They give you a white. I wouldn't recommend highlighting with the white unless you're super pale, because that'll look really weird. But they give you like a more flesh tone light color, which is great. So anyway, use the darker color. I think it's the character shadow. It's not eyeshadow. No. It's for contouring purposes. So just take that and take your little sponge and look that way. I'm going to show you how to contour her cheekbones. So take the tip of the sponge, dip it into the cream, and if you get too much, dab off a little bit. But what you're going to do is just take it and find the hollow of your cheek. If you need to suck in, you suck in, but it's right there where your cheekbone, like right underneath your cheekbone. So just relax your face. So then once you do that, you're going to draw a little line, okay? Now that looks really harsh and weird, but you're going to blend it out. So once you've done that, just draw that little line, make it the darkest up here, and then just get lighter as it goes down. But blend your hair, your sideburns. Then just blend. Okay, look at the camera. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but that really helps to enhance her cheekbones, and it looks really weird in person, but it looks really great from on the stage. So just blend that line in. Okay, look at me. Look this side. Do this side. And you can see how it's just really defined that cheekbone. Okay, there's really no reason to contour Sarah's nose, but I'm just going to do it for the purposes of showing you how. You're given one of these little brushes. This is the tinier one. It's called FB3 or I don't know. But it's the tinier one, and dip it into the cream, and then start up here, and this is if you want to make your nose look thinner. Start up here and just drag it down, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but just, look at me, just drag it down a little ways. And it'll look a little bit messy right now, but we're going to blend it out, so don't worry. Okay. Once you've done that, take your handy dandy sponge yet again, turn this way, go this way, there you go, and blend that down away from the bridge of your nose. Again, this will look crazy in real life, but it'll really enhance your nose on the stage if you choose to do this. Oh, I'll take care of that in a minute. If you so choose to do that. But just be sure, for for purposes like this, you don't want it to look too harsh because you want it to look natural on stage. And in person, you'll be able to tell it's stage makeup. But on stage, you still want it to look natural. So, once you have that, blend it really well so that there are no harsh lines. Now, other places where you can contour, if you so choose, are at the temples here. You can, if you want to make your face look slimmer, turn your head to the side. You can put it here, okay, and blend the crap out of it. And if you want to make it a little more intense, then darken it, but just be sure, whatever you do, to always blend. Look straight. Ta-da! Okay, another place. Say you want a smaller forehead. Then what you'll do is take your darker contouring color and go around the edge of your forehead. Once you're done blending, you may find that you've moved some of your makeup, some of your foundation, some of it, it's kind of not where it was. It's fine. Just go back with your foundation and pat over it just to help seamlessly blend everything together. Different people are going to want to contour different things. You may not want to contour your nose. Sarah doesn't really need it. But you may not want to contour your forehead. You may not. Well, I suggest everyone contours their cheekbones because it just looks better on stage. Some people suggest that everyone contours their noses. I don't really think that that's necessary unless you just can't see your nose very well from on the stage. But it'll just depend on the stage you're working on, etc., etc. Okay, next we're moving on to powder.
I'll get mine to
they give you this little powder puff thing, and they also provide you with a powder. So, this is what it looks like. Now, what you're going to do is open the powder. Don't get too much, though, because you really don't want it a crazy, powdery look. So, okay, put some powder on there. Rub this together, and that'll really help get the product into the puff. And if you find, when you do that there's not enough, then you can go back around and put it on there. But what you want to do is you really kind of want to get it into the powder puff so that it's not all loose and powdery on your face. And then once you do that, you are going to pat, not rub, this. Look at the camera. You're going to pat powder on your face. And we don't want to rub because we don't want to mess up all the makeup that we just put on. Turn this way. But this will keep you from getting super shiny on stage when you sweat and whatnot. Once you're done with your powder, go in. They have given you a blush. I think everyone has, you may have a different color according to your skin tone. I don't really know, but you take the blush that you've been given. It looks a little scary in the pan, but that's okay. And then take the crappy, horrible blush brush that they give you. It's not really great, but I'll show you how to use it. And then just dip it in there. Now, this blush is pretty pigmented, so you can see that there's quite a bit of blush on the end, and you don't want to put all of that on your face because that will look scary. So tap it off. Tap it off onto your hand. done that, a lot of people make the mistake of smiling and putting their blush here. Don't do that, because smile, if you do that, you put the blush here, okay, stop smiling, it like drops down to here. So it doesn't stay up there where you put the blush on, it drops back down, and that's just not a cute look. You want this to be highlighted, not bright red. So a lot of people do it differently, but this is the most flattering look, is if you take the blush, blend it right into where your highlight looks straight, where your highlighter and your contour meet. It'll just kind of blend everything together seamlessly, and it'll be far more flattering, and it'll help it'll add to helping with the cheekbones. You just use a small amount, a little bit goes a long way, and you can always layer it up. It's always better to start smaller. I'm going to take makeup sponge and the lightest foundation, which we put on first. And I'm just going to get a little bit of that in. Then I'm going to go back and just lightly pat around the edges, or where I think I got too much blush. That'll help reinforce the highlight, and it'll help tone down the blush. If you have light brows like she does, either use a brow powder that matches is 2 shades darker than your hair but not too crazy, or if you're using a pencil and it's a little darker than it should be, use a very light hand. You don't want them to look drawn on. This isn't the most natural makeup in the world because it's quite a bit of makeup for the stage, but you still don't want to look like you have drawn on eyebrows. But you just want to draw in the brows with strokes, with small strokes. Don't like color it in, because then you'll look crazy. You'll have like that surprised look. Yeah, like that, exactly. Just follow your own natural eyebrow. It's just enhancing them. You just want to follow the natural shape of the brows and lightly fill them in. The next step is eyeshadow, which we have brushes and palettes that are accessible to everyone in the makeup room. So you can obviously use those if you need to, if you don't have your own, but most of you, I think, do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this light matte shade here, and I'm using mostly matte colors simply because on stage shimmers sometimes look a little overwhelming and a little like the light catches them in a weird way. Not always, it just depends on the shimmer, but just for the sake of doing this, I'm just going to use all matte shadows. But I'm taking like a more flat brush and then taking this light, this really light color here, and I'm going just under the eyebrow to help define the eyebrow even more. Turn this. Okay. Once I've done that, I'm going to take a bigger, fluffier brush, and I'm going to take a shadow that is, darker, more medium tone, but still light. Let me take that onto the fluffy brush, and I'm going to just place this all over her eye. Okay, once that is done, I'm going to take this dark brown color just because that tends to look more natural, keeping the fluffier brush that I was using, tapping off excess, and I'm just going to kind of place it, look it straight at the camera. I'm going to place it here in the outer corner is where I'm going to focus most of that shadow. And then once I do that, I'm going to wiggle, like blend it into her eye socket. And now I'll give the illusion of more depth and shadow. If you find a place where you've maybe applied too much product, just blend it out. Okay, now taking that really super light color again, and I'm just going to put it in here on the inner corner just to kind of highlight everything. Is my camera? Okay, once you're done with that, and you know, there may be days or times when you're not even going to wear eyeshadow at all. I'm just showing you an example if you wanted to. Okay, next we're going to move on to eyeliner, and a little tip, the eyeliner that they give you, a little hard, it's not too smooth, but I want to tell you guys, the way that you can get it to be smoother is take a lighter. I don't have one with me, or I would absolutely show you guys, but take a lighter and stick it in the flame for like 1 second, 1 to 2 seconds, and it'll be very creamy when you bring it out, and just put some of the excess off on your hand so it doesn't get blobby on your eye, but that'll help make it more creamy and cold-like. So, close. And when you're doing eyeliner, especially for this case, try to stick as closely to the eyelashes as you can. Close. Really, and if you use the lighter, it's going to help it go on so much easier, because right now it's a little hard and a little dry. Try, especially you guys, don't go crazy on the eyeliner. Stay as close to the lash line, look at me, as you possibly can, because you really don't want to look like a drag queen if you're not playing a drag queen. You are done with your eyeliner. Go in, we have some angled brushes here in the makeup room. Go in with one of these angled brushes and a matte black eyeshadow, like this one here. Go in with the matte black eyeshadow, and what you're going to do is tap off the excess and then press it over where you place the eyeliner. It'll help intensify the eyeliner. It'll also help get the edges nice. Okay, sorry, the camera died. Okay, but once you have put your, close your eyes, put the black over your black eyeliner, that will just really ensure that it lasts. Looks a lot better. Moving on to the lips. If you want to make your lips look bigger, you can go outside your natural lip line, but just be careful. Go follow your lip line. If you put a little bit of foundation on your lips, that'll also help it. Help A, neutralize your lip color, but B, help it glide on easier. And just color it in. I'm going to use this wheel. It's the cream contour wheel. And there are these two colors here. I'm going to use this more pinky one. And I'm going to go in with that and just place it. Relax your lips. If you're going to kiss someone, it may be better just to put lip liner all over your lips and then powder over it so that it doesn't move as much. Or get a lipstick that doesn't come off when you kiss, but using the lip liner and a little powder over it, that will help that stay put too. But okay, then once you're done with that, if you want to say, I don't know, make the lips look a bit fuller, you could do that by taking your lighter foundation again, dip your finger in it, relax your lips, place a little bit of that onto the center of the lip, and that'll really give it more dimension, make it a little more pouty looking. And if you want to, some people do this, some don't. You can do eyeliner in the waterline, or you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm not going to do it on Sarah because there's just really no need. You can see her eyes from off stage. She has a pretty big one. So anyway, this is the look. So this is her basic, just pretty stage look that looks a little crazy in person, but it'll look good off stage. Close your eyes. Show. And ta-da! Hope you guys learned a little something. And okay, bye.